A lot of emotion flowing through me this AM today. A lot of emotion. I got something to share with you guys. I don't think I'll be emotional, but if I am, forgive me. But first and foremost, love and light to all, and to all love and light. Thank you for clicking into the video today. And today we're going to talk about my soul quitting weed for me. I didn't have to do a thing. My soul took the reins and quit marijuana for me. And I'm going to go into a little bit of a backstory. This may be a little bit longer of a video than normal. So, yeah, buckle up. So I had been smoking weed for, I'd say what, I was 18. Wow, that's a good 13 years. 13 years and some change. 13 years and a couple months I've been smoking weed. And even before I even started, right, and I'm not gonna name any names, but I was presented this drug from people in my friend group. And this was, mind you, right, this is, I might be a little all over, but it's all gonna come together. Mind you, growing up, straight edge, right? We called it straight edge. Anybody that smoked weed or anybody that drank alcohol, when you were young, especially as a teenager, I was like, oh, stay away from those guys. No, stay away from me. I don't want to be around those people, right? And I've always been that way. I'd always been that way in high school. I mean, you're a kid. You shouldn't really be, I don't think kids should really be partaking in marijuana and alcohol at the very most. I don't say at least, but most. I don't think kids should be really doing that, right? Because, yeah, we can go why in another video. But so growing up in high school, didn't smoke. It was like, nah, stay away from me. And once I graduated, unfortunately, I did not go to Duke College. I wanted to go play basketball at Duke College, and I fell short of that. And I did get a couple offers from some community colleges around me. But I ended up just going right into the workforce. My first job was Raley's over here, actually where I grew up in my hometown here. And so shortly after, I fell actually right into the gym. I fell in love with the gym. And, I think this is kind of cliche to say, but I have an addictive personality, right? If I see something I like or, eat something I like, I'm really gonna probably lean into that. I would say the older me, or the younger me, now that I'm older, obviously I have way more awareness and way more alignment in regards to that. So, after high school, boom, didn't have any more aspirations for basketball. So I decided to go straight into the weight room, right? And there's somebody who I used to be really good friends with, and still friends, I think, but somebody I used to be real good friends with. They used to be my weightlifting partner, and we would hit the gym hard. Right? And I remember clear as day, one time after the gym, he had some weed, he had some marijuana. He said, hey man, let's smoke. And I was like, man, nah, I don't think I want to. I was kind of like, I was like, nah, I'm good. And mind you, I've already smoked one time months before with a group of friends before a party, right? And even then I didn't want to smoke. And then everybody had smoked. I was like, all right, let me try it. And I tried it was like the Roach, right? And I didn't even know if I was high. And so fast forward back to after the gym, right? I'm 18 years old. And yeah, my buddy was like, yeah, let's smoke. I was like, nah, I'm good. And he talked me into it, right? This is somebody I grew up with. We were really good friends up until a certain point a couple of years ago. And if you're watching this, bro, hope you're doing well. Nothing but respect, nothing but love. And like I said, I hope you're doing well, dog. So we go into his car. He was driving a Toyota, gold Toyota, right, Camry. And we go to the car and we go park at the apartment complex right by the gym. And so he goes and he sparks up or whatever. It might have been like a bubbler. I forgot what he had. I forget what we were smoking out of. And I remember, and I said this out loud. I said, you know, I feel like if I do this, it's gonna become a habit. It's like I had a feeling. I said this out loud. I didn't say it word verbatim what I just said, but I said along the lines of, man, I feel like if I do this right now, I'm really gonna start a habit. It's really gonna be a habit for me, right? And of course, you know best, your gut knows best. And to my calculations, I was right. 13 years later, here we are. And to be honest with you, of course, there were, some benefits of smoking marijuana, very few, but there were some. You're able to just kind of zone out and forget about anything that's bothering you, right? You're able to be really relaxed for a while, just for a little while. Sleep was pretty good. And overall, it was a real relaxing drug, right? I'm just gonna call it a drug. It is what it is. Tylenol's a drug, So it was a real relaxing drug. And although it had been, let's say, 2 or 3 years, 4 years of smoking marijuana, getting my marijuana card, going to the, that marijuana blew up back right after Wiz Khalifa, marijuana. Remember back in 2010, even like 09, 2010, 2012, marijuana was really popular. I was a big fan of Wiz Khalifa, Snoop, and it was a cool thing to do. It was a norm thing to do. And I ended up gaining more friends whom I went to school with that also smoked marijuana. So, by the time I was in my late teens, early 20s, all my friends that I had known growing up, all my friends, we were friends, but we weren't like friends in high school. We weren't like hanging out all the time. But all my friends were weed smokers. So it was a real normal thing. And I remember as I got into 2012, right? I think I'm like 20 at that point, 21. I always felt to my core, which I believe is my soul, God, telling me, we got to put this to the side. We got to put this to the side. Well, that voice was very low. That voice was very dim. And it's funny, as I got older, that voice increased and increased and increased and increased to the point where I was like, okay, I really want to try and stop. I really want to try. It was difficult for me to stop smoking. It was difficult because it's something that is a habit, right? And when you do something all the time, when your momentum's going into something, or when your energy's going into something all the time, you create momentum, and that becomes a habit, right? So I forget when the first time exactly when I tried to quit, but oh, no, I don't. No, I remember 2013. I was dating this girl at the time, and I just didn't really like to be high all the time when I was with her. And just because I was more relaxed, and and honestly, that's a whole nother story. She was a drinker, and then I started drinking more than I needed to. Whole nother story. But so I stopped smoking weed, right? And to this day, that was the longest time I stopped smoking weed for. It was 27 days. And I remember on the 28th day, I decided to smoke again. Boom. And again, I think maybe around 2021 at the time. I remember it was around 2013. Boom, I'm smoking again. And I'm smoking fat. I'm smoking heavy. I remember my roommate at the time, we, shout out to you. I don't think you're watching this, but shout out to you, Murphy. I remember one time we didn't have any tree, and we had nobody to give us any, or, we didn't have anybody that we could call. We're like, oh my gosh, we were fiending. I'll never forget. That was probably the most time I ever fiended for it, And we happened to find a little something right under the couch. And, I'll never forget that either. And this is going to spark up a lot of memories as we go down the line here. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to stay in the sunlight. So, boom. Like I said, 27 days and some change. I remember on the 28th day I cracked. I was like, nah, I'm gonna smoke. You know, I've been doing good, blah, blah, blah. I've been cooking good. I really was in the gym a lot. I had transformed my body for the first time ever. And I wish I could pull up pictures. I do have pictures, but it's on a hard drive that's out of my old computer that I need to go take to a professional so they can extract the file. So maybe in the future, I'll be able to show you guys some pictures of my first transformation back in like 2012, 2013. And so boom, back on it, back burning again, back smoking again. And the thing is, it was manageable. I was still able to get almost as far as where I got now, smoking all the time, right? I didn't necessarily smoke. At the beginning, I smoked, you know, before work, maybe a couple hours. I always had a 2-hour threshold. I never wanted to smoke within 2 hours of me having to do anything, right? So, you know, sometimes I would smoke, you know, but before the day started, even if I had work, right? But then as I got older, I didn't smoke until, you know, the end of the day, or if I didn't have really anything going on in the day. So boom, let me see where I'm at. So boom, okay, 28 days, boom. And then it wasn't up until, how old was I? I think it wasn't up until like maybe 6 years later, like 2019, maybe even I think maybe 2018, right? I decided to stop again. And this time I decided to stop just on a whim. I wasn't even really thinking about it. I was a personal trainer, and you know, I was really living that fitness, which I still pretty much do, but really living that fitness lifestyle, the gym. I was meditating a lot. And I remember just one day I just woke up, I was like, I don't want to burn anymore. I don't want to smoke. And then I stopped smoking again. And that went on for 19 days. And I'll tell you right now, ironically, today is the 19th day that I stopped smoking. 19 days ago, I stopped smoking, right? So boom. Obviously from 28 to 19, less of a break, right? So boom, fast forward now to, I'd say, I did also, I think maybe the next summer, so maybe like 2018, 2019, I did also try to stop smoking again. And I went 4 days, right? And after those 4 days, something happened. Oh, I ended up getting rear-ended, and I was stressed out because I didn't have car insurance. And luckily, you know, that was a blessing in disguise. But I ended up like caving in. And I remember I called somebody, I was like, oh man, I'm just gonna smoke. Ended up smoking that day, boom, 4 days down the drain, okay? So fast forward to up recently, which was last year, I decided to stop again, right? And mind you, every time I stopped and started again, it was harder for me to stop. It was harder for me to let go of it. And up until it was a year ago, I think it was about a year ago, I think it was like within the last 6 months, right? I decided to stop again. And this time it was difficult, right? The first couple days were not difficult, but then after that, you know, maybe the first week, it started getting really difficult. And then I caved in on 12 days. This was just like 6 months ago, I think. Wasn't too long ago. I even made a video on here. If you scroll down, there's a video, and I think I have my piece in the video, right? Boom, I went 12 days. I actually looked up on YouTube of people's stories and, like, you know, what people did, and just looking at other examples. And I was able to find a thread. And shout out to this girl that I met in this thread. I hope you're doing well. I'm not gonna reveal your alias or anything like that, but I remember I looked at this thread. There was about 300 there was about like 50 comments in the thread. There was a whole bunch of likes, and it was this girl like saying like, hey, you know what, I'm stopping, today's day 1. And mind you, I'm reading that it was 2 years ago that she posted that, right? Again, this is just like within the last 6 months. And I go all the way down to the bottom of the thread, and I go, she's like, oh, I fell off again, you know, kind of the last post that she had shared, because somebody asked her for an update. And I love the honesty, you know, I love the honesty, because that really, you know, creates light for people. That really creates, when people are honest, it really gives people that substance, so they can really take away from, instead of, you know, telling a tale or not being truthful, right? So boom, I go, and she's like, yeah, I fell off. I was like, and then I went in the comments, I said, hey, I'm down to try it if you want to try again. And boom, she was like, let's do it. So me and her, every day we talked and just said, hey, how's it going? Day 3, day 4, day 5, which don't even count the days. The only reason why I know the days is because I know which day I stop, and I just count. I don't even count, bro. I don't even count. My soul had taken over. I'm gonna get to the soul part. So boom, I got to 12 days, and again, just like that 19th day, I decided to go, nah, you know what? Screw it, I'm gonna smoke. And I smoked, and it was a little different. It was like smoking again for the first time, and I was like freaking out, right? You know, a little bit of that panicky energy, right? I'm by myself in my apartment, and so boom, I kind of felt like I failed because we were doing it together. Even though I hadn't heard from her in a day or two, and we were talking daily, I kind of felt like I failed. And I remember it was her, I was a day ahead of her, I believe. And then on her 14th day, I wanted to congratulate her, to say, hey, congrats on 2 weeks. You know, you're doing a great job. And I didn't tell her that I had stopped because I didn't want to disrupt her journey, right? So I congratulated her 2 weeks, didn't hear back from her. So, you know, I kind of assumed that, you know, maybe she was busy or, you know, something was up, right? So now fast forward to just recently, the beginning of this year. And I know that man. I'm good friends with that guy, Rich. I'm pretty sure his name's Rich. And I'm gonna stay on the video though. I know this guy from the gym. You know those people that you meet in life and they really see who you are and they really believe in you? That's one of those people right there. Okay, but let's stay on course. I'm gonna talk to him. So boom. I congratulated her 14 days in and never heard back from her. It's okay, that's all right. You know, I didn't really feel too discouraged. I was kind of letting, whatever you want to, you could say your ego, but I was kind of just like telling myself, no, it's all right, it's okay. And then also then thoughts came into my mind like, hey man, you know what? My little vice in life is gonna be marijuana. You know, I kind of was like, my vice is gonna be weed. Forget it. I'm just gonna smoke, and if I stop, I stop. If not, I'll be fine. At this point, 6 months ago, I'd kind of given up. I was like, screw it. Weed's a part of my life. It's a part of my life. And so let's get to the good stuff. Okay, fast forward to the beginning of the year, right? I watched the video, I watched Spiritual Soul. He's like, yeah, done with weed. I wonder if he's still not smoking, but done with weed, done with drinking, done with meat, animal food. And I remember when he said that, I was like, yeah, I get you on everything else, but I'm still gonna smoke some weed, you know? This was just like January 3rd, right? And so what had happened was, let me tell you right now, I've been going through a major transformation. I've been going through a major shift all the way around. It's like my soul is like, we've had enough. You are about to be who you are. Period. Right? So my soul, to my core, to my roots, started shaking me up, right? And there's some other things that have been happening that have really caused me to really address myself and see who I am, and really get out of my own way, really get, and thank you so much, Spirit. Thank you so much, higher self. Thank you so much for guiding me and really doing this. Although it is scary, but I promise you, it is worth it, because nothing's scarier than the direction that I was going. And there was something else I wanted to say, but anyway, so boom, fast forward to, I think it was like what, today's so I think it was around the 6th or the 7th, right? Mind you, I had just moved, right? I just moved recently, and where I moved to, I can't really smoke as much as I had access to. I was able to smoke whenever I want, just because I had my own apartment. Now moving, I'm living with other people, and that isn't really an option anymore, right? So I would just leave it to the end of the day for the most part. Or, you know, if I think I smoked once or twice at the beginning of this year, like midday, felt weird, just felt like, man, what am I doing, dude? I got shit to do. Okay, so boom, it was a Wednesday night. No, it was a Tuesday night, and I decided to smoke, right? At the end of the day, I was like, I'm gonna smoke. All of a sudden, my heart starts racing. I start panicking, freaking out, like, what the F is going on? This does not feel right. I'm freaked out. Needless to say, I was like, all right, like, I think it was around 8 p.m. I might have probably smoked one more bowl at the end of the night before I went to bed. I was like, all right, I'm done. I'm done. I'm not burning. I'm done. Or I'm done tonight. I'm done tonight. Actually, I was about to be done. And then Wednesday night came along, right? That was Tuesday. Wednesday night came along, and I was like, you know what? Let me just see. Let me just see if that's true. Like, if maybe I was just panicking or freaking out, or maybe just something was weird that night. Let me just see. Boom. Same thing's going on. I'm like, and I start to feel it like 5-10 minutes after I burn. And at first I'm cool. And then boom, I'm like, oh man, here it comes again. What the heck is going on? And that moment, I knew to my core, in my bones, my soul told me, that's it, we're done. Because the feeling that I had was terrifying. And I can't think of anything other, which I really feel, I mean, I know this to my core, I can't feel anything other or know anything other than my soul saying, that's it, we're done. And the phrase that came into my mind was, my soul is taken over. My soul is taken over. My soul is taken over. So, boom, Wednesday night, I forget what day, it was like the 7th or something, done. Finished. And I have not looked back since. And the ironic thing, you think that you're gonna have problems eating. You think that you're gonna have problems sleeping. I have slept better than I have ever slept, either in my life or before I started smoking. I don't have any problems sleeping. I don't have any problems eating. And I have not for 1 second. And in the past, I would be afraid to say this because, oop, jinx, oh, you don't want to knock on wood. I know to my core that something has taken over, soul, God. And I have not looked back one time. I haven't. Done. So fast forward now to 19 days in. I know for a fact this is my path. I was a little emotional when I was walking up. You know, I'm on my walk right now, and I was walking up the hill, and when I left the house before I started walking on the hill, I was like, man, maybe I should make this video. It just popped in my head. This is all organic, nothing planned, right off the cuff. I was like, maybe I should make a video talking about my marijuana experience, because somebody on that same thread that I told you that I saw 6 months ago, somebody commented and said, hey, just about their story and how they want to, you know, let that go, and how they really want to, you know, change their life, and how a lot of their friends that they were hanging around, they just like to smoke all day, and they don't really want to do anything with their life. They're just sitting around, just hanging around, just letting life pass them by 9 to 5. And what's funny is that was the same group of people that I was hanging out with. That was the same type of people with no aspirations besides what they're doing. You know, I mean, listen, man, to each his own. I'm not saying a 9 to 5 is bad. I'm not saying that just, you know, being content with what you're doing is bad, right? But this is your life. This is your life. And why would you settle for anything less than what you truly want? I can't do it. I've tried. I haven't tried it. I've tried, but I can't do that. Can't do it. So somebody in the comments like 2 or 3 days ago said, they said, you would think I'm still smoking, right? They said all this stuff like, oh man, I really want to change, and now I'm buying $100 a week and da-da-da-da-da. And basically how he's like, I'm done, I'm letting go of this, like I'm about to live my life. And he wasn't even, that wasn't a comment directly towards me, it was just in that thread. And I decided to comment back and just say, hey man, I forgot what I said, but I was just like, hey bro, congratulations, bro. You're gonna, I hate saying you're gonna kill it. You're gonna live it. You're gonna do it, man. You got this. And if you ever need to talk or anything, I don't know who that was, but if you ever need to talk or anything, I'm here for you 24/7. And yeah, it's just been a huge transformation. There's been other things that I might talk about in other videos that have really caused me to lean into my path. So there's two things I want to leave you guys with, man. If you have that feeling in your gut, if you feel that you should be doing something else, or you should be doing something different, or you should be seeking out this that you've always wanted to seek out, I would say run for it like your life depends on it. Because listen, I'm not trying to get any emotion or trying to get anything from you guys, but my dad passed away a couple years ago. Like that. Almost 2 years, it's been about 19 months. 19. I was born on the 19th. It's been about 19 months. He's gone. Done. Nobody saw that. You know, his parents are both still alive. And my dad had passed away, and that really shook me up in regards to, dude, I don't know if you've ever lost somebody close to you, like a sibling, you know, like a brother or a sister or a father or a mother, but it really causes you to start evaluating your life and what you're doing. And it really shows you that we're not here forever. I know I'm forever young, which I always will be that, but we're not here forever. And I feel like it's so crucial and it's so important to really follow who you are versus following that narrative, right? I mentioned Wiz Khalifa. I mentioned all these different things and all these different people that had inspired me. And again, nothing against any of you guys if you're watching this video, man. I love all you guys, bro. You guys have taught me a lot. Man, I can't wait till, if we do, I cannot wait to kick it with you guys again. Okay? I cannot wait. But, I just really want to implore you guys, man, to really sit down and, you know, whether your soul does it, whether you and your soul do it, sit down and really ask yourself, what do I want in life and what am I doing to get that, right? I know I have to make a video on manifestation and how that word, throw it in the trash, we're done with it, because that's just such a buzzword, and really we need to use words. But what do you really want to bring into your life? Because I can guarantee you can do it. All you got to do is just start moving in that direction, one step at a time. And if you don't know what direction to move in, sit down, think about it, watch other people that are doing what you want to do. See what kind of equipment you need, see how other people started. But I really want to encourage you guys out there to really follow as me following this. This is my path. I know this. Before I went to bed last night, again, soul, spirit taking over. I was like, I know 100% I can do this content creation stuff. I know for a fact I could do this stuff. And I haven't really, these words are just coming out of me. I haven't really, sometimes when I thought about it in the past, I was like, man, can I handle 100,000 subscribers? Can I handle 1,000 people watching me on a live? Can I handle, all this success? And now last night, it's just like it hit me. It's just like something dropped on my crown. Boom, source, lightning bolt. Like, yeah, I can do this. Are you kidding? I'm the best candidate to do this. You kidding? And then secondly, guys, I want to leave you with this. But again, on that first thing, really go for it. Go all in for it, man. Go all in for it. Because I can promise you, as soon as you start to just put your life on the line, but really just put it all out on the line, you will start to see the path. You will start to feel the path, and then you'll start to see the path. But I'm not gonna say it's gonna be hard, because for some of you, it might be real simple, right? It might be real, you might have learned your lessons. Because if it's usually a little bit more difficult, you just got some lessons to learn, right? Which I don't like lessoning. You just got some things to organize, right? But go for it. do it. And the last thing that I want to leave you guys with is this, man. I've always felt something. And this is where, you know, the emotion is. And this is what I was feeling. I've always felt something, you know, and it's beyond words. I've always felt something to my core. Like, I'll never forget, like, when I was a personal trainer, I remember I was waking up and before I'd had my clients, I would go hit cardio, or right after I did my first round, because there was a first round of clients for 4 hours from 6 to 10. And then I would hit my cardio, then I'd go home and eat. And I remember, and then I'd come back and do my other 4 clients from like 4 to 8. And then I always felt like, I always had this feeling of my soul yelling, like, we can do this. You got this, bro. And I remember I was on the elliptical one day and I just felt this burning passion within me. And I would look up and I just like would be like, man, I just feel this energy. I just feel this source like saying, we got this, you know? And man, I thought I could hold it back. And you know, I feel it more and more, and now I feel it more than ever, you know? I feel it more than ever, and I know you guys feel it too. I know you feel it too. So follow that, man. Because you know, on your journey up the hill, getting to where you want to be, being who you are, who you truly are, getting rid of whatever doesn't serve you, a lot of the things, maybe some of the things that you picked up along your way, along your journey, you know, sometimes you're gonna feel a little turbulence and you're gonna be unsure sometimes. You might be unsure. You might have a full week of beauty and flowers and roses and things just dropping into your lap. And then all of a sudden, you know, things might be a little turbulent, right? Things might not be working out how you think or thought they were supposed to unfold. But I can assure you, and I promise you, bro, girl, people, if you just trust that feeling, you trust your soul and you listen to it, that flame will get stronger and stronger and stronger. And it will light the way for you not only to become who you are, but way beyond your expectations. Because this is our path in life. Our path in life is to really light our flame and to really align with who we are and always have been before we came into this vessel. And share your story. Doesn't necessarily need to be sharing it like I'm sharing it, but share who you are with the world and don't hold back. Because there's nothing to be afraid of. There's nothing to, there's no need to second guess yourself, because you're always guided and you're always being watched and being protected. I can promise you that. So follow your heart, follow your soul, and go all in on your life, because you depend on it. Nobody else is gonna do it for you. You don't want anybody to do it for you. And once you start to get the ball rolling, everything is gonna fall into place. I promise you. I promise you. So with that being said, guys, let me know your story in the comments. Let me know what you're going through in the comments. Definitely like this video, guys. Definitely subscribe to the channel. We are going to the top. I've already done it in here. And I know it's been a minute, okay? It's been some time coming. But listen, good things take some time. Great things take time. And I promise you, I'm here and I'm here to stay. Love and light to all, and to all, love and light. I love you guys. Forever out.